What's a popular opinion that you completely disagree with?
Yeah, the harder you work, the more success you have is so. Yeah, okay. Back in the day, back in the days, I think putting in a lot of time means that I'm working,
Right.
but that's not true. I think it's all about what you work on. I think what you work on means way more than putting in the time.
Right.
I realize value is more about making the right decisions than it is to physically do it and execute. Part of execution is running the decision, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Say that again?
An old school mentality is the more employees you have, the more successful you are.
100%. No. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. There was a time when I thought the better your office, the better looking, and the more people is a flex. It is not a flex. It is just to show that you have higher operation costs. It is just to show that you don't understand. Well, to a certain level, yes, you have a huge company. I mean, NVIDIA has a lot of people, Google has a lot of people, and I think at different stages, number of employees means different things. But if you were to just scale to $1 million business, I personally think 10 to 20 people is more than enough. Some of the time, like 5 to 10 is more than enough. So having not necessarily the most people would be the best, but having some of the best people, having the right people, means a lot for the business. I think a part of what a CEO really does is having a good hiring process and never really just outsource them to someone else, unless that's a department that you don't care about and you just want it to run as a side project, then sure.
Well said. Absolutely. There's so many people that can do the job of many more people nowadays with AI tools, with consultants.
Mm-hmm.
And just having those right people in the right roles, that's powerful.
Yeah, I think that's very important. To me, that's key as well. I think having a right mentality, making sure the team is on the right thing, doing the things that you really enjoy as a team, trumps everything. I think having the self-enjoyment of going back to the office and everyone is having fun and not yelling at each other is a luxury. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I think when I was working in an oil and gas company, I'm not going to name them, but having efficient meetings are also very important. How do we make something efficient? Because sitting there for an hour doesn't really make it. And sometimes 20 minutes feels very short for a meeting. But how do we find a balance between making this meeting efficient at the same time we're able to share ideas? How I do it is split into blocks. Okay, today you can just tell me your ideas, or let's go grab dinner, let's go grab a drink, tell me all your ideas that you have. And then when we go into meeting, it's all about, let's make this decision within 20 minutes. And if we can't, let's move on to another meeting and write down why and what do we need to do. Can we not make this decision? Usually, we can't make this decision is because we don't have enough we did not do enough research. That's basically it. But if we've done enough research, we are supposed to be able to make that decision on the spot or during that meeting. It's usually a budget issue, it's usually a direction issue, and allocation of resources. But these are the things that, as a C-suite or a management level should be figuring out. And
That's
not,
really well said.
Playing politics.
Yeah, is that like one of your biggest pet peeves, would you say, in business, having meetings that aren't purpose-oriented?
To me, yes. It pisses me off.
Sure.
I love to be efficient. I love to be strategical. I love to be direct to the point. Does it necessarily work with every single meetings and every single one? No.
Sure. And Frank, I mean, there's certain people you have to work with, right? And maybe they're not the best communicators, or maybe they go off on tangents. How do you deal with those people?
I think it's just having a real conversation with people like that. Meaning, I'll sit them down and go like, what have you been up to? Why are you on tangent? Is it because you have your own thoughts? Is it because you enjoy, trying your own things? Is it, and there's usually two ways for me to handle. One, if they're capable, I'd say, from now on, don't come to me for any decisions. I want you to make your own decisions. and here's a KPI to it. If you can't, then that means going forward, you're not capable of doing that within a certain, risk profile. Let's say a $10,000 decision and under, you go make that, okay? But don't have excuses for anyone else because you made that decision. The second thing is, if that doesn't work, then that person is going to get fired. That means you're not aligned and you want to do the things you want, but you don't have the ability to execute. Then you're not supposed to be here. Given that we have some sort of agreed KPIs, that is very important. Some people work very differently. Some people don't like the KPI. Some people work better without the KPI. It really depends on the position and where the company is going and how and how important that business is currently to me. And if I can take losses on that for the growth of usually only the partner level, more than the employees level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, if you could only have one of these things in your life, money or love?
Love.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, especially sitting here in this car.
This is not much to me. I mean, money means nothing to me.
Wow.
It means nothing.
Nothing at all. So you're okay, very simple life as long as it's enriched with love.
I did not say that.
Okay.
I said
All right.
love. I said love.
Okay.
I think let's say I wanted something from you.
Okay.
Majority of these deals, any of these deals, involve love. It involves emotional. If we've never met and I said, send me $20, you never.
Right.
But if there is love, not only would you win friendship, you would also get value and you will eventually get money. It might not be humongous,
Sure.
right? Let's say in the millions. I think with love you can get into millions. I think.
Okay.
You can sell love, but I mean, okay, let's not go there. But
Oh God.
but no, that's like OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
and in a way prostitution. But I think we need to love ourselves,
Mhm.
love one another, love our employees,
Yeah.
love our team, love our job, love our friends.
Mm.
If we don't have any of these, money will mean nothing.
So
I
you're
don't know
saying
if
money is a byproduct. Love is the seed.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Brilliant.
And if you think money will come faster than money would come if you think of love. But it would also be meaningless to you in the sense of, if any of you guys are doing trading, you understand. There's almost no love in that area or arena, whatever thing we call it. But there's no love. If you don't give it love, it's just logical trading. A robot can replace, and you feel so empty. Money is just a number.
Right.
It is just a number. And somehow it negatively affects you if you think about money. There's a saying which I met an Islam guy. He said, the tighter you hold onto the sand, the more it's going to run away. So the more you want the money, the more it's going to go running.
It's beautiful.
The more you chase a girl, the more they think you're a sketchy guy.
Wow.
So it's more about letting them come.
Going with the flow.
Yeah, going with the flow. So I would choose love over money.
Well said. Now let's say you're not allowed to make more than $100,000 a year if you choose love.
That's fine.
That's fine?
That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine.
A true romantic here.
No, it's mostly because I have.
Then no.
I'm not romantic, but
Uh-huh.
it's just I have had money with no love.
And you know
I wouldn't
it's
say I
not
have a
love.
lot, but
Sure.
what does this car mean? Nothing. It's your perceived value or some sort of things. And if there's no one around, if you're in a desert, it means nothing.
Nothing.
No one
That's
sees you, no one cares about you, and only you care about yourself. Material also mean, to a certain extent, money it keeps you afloat. But I've also realized you can live a very simple life. Loro Piana shirts looks like a fucking Uniqlo shirt. You can do the same thing. You can still dress nicely with very, $10,000. As long as everything basic is covered, and I rather live a full life.
Yes.
I love the life I live,
Yes.
rather than I don't love the life I live but make a lot of money, because I've seen it. And then you'll be miserable, and then you lose all the money from being miserable.
This is why you're the man. Well said. Well said. So I have a couple questions for you now. different
Right.
path, right?
Right.
Okay, so say you time traveled back and you met your 16-year-old self.
Okay.
Now, you were giving advice to your 16-year-old self.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell yourself?
Wow, I wasn't even thinking about anything when I was 16. I was stressed about school. My 16-year-old. I think I'll tell. I would say learn to be humble. Learn to be humble. I think I've burned a lot of bridges from not being humble. The reason is I think network is more important than knowledge. I was about to think, okay, should I tell myself to study more? Should I tell myself to fuck around more? But I did not realize that as long as you're around on this world, in this world, you always have an image running around. And back in the days, I just did not give a fuck more than now. Did not give a fuck. I did enjoy not giving a fuck, but to a certain extent, it kind of would ruin and affect some sort of reputation, and I have to rebuild it.
Right.
But if I had to go back, that's what I would do. And through that, I'll build some solid friendship that maybe today would be more meaningful than, anything.
That's pretty cool. Okay, now let's change this idea. Instead of just giving advice, and I can't believe you wouldn't tell yourself to buy Bitcoin like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
No, that's fair.
I think, again, if you have the money but you don't have the wisdom, it's not going to stick.
Sure.
So, and I've seen a lot of people being miserable to that. Maybe that is why I've never clicked into, buying Bitcoin. Like, sure, but you need to understand why you're buying Bitcoin. If you don't, and you don't have the wisdom, you'll never be able to hold it. So having the wisdom will keep the money.
You're like, hone yourself, grow your identity rather than just external value.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Because you can lose, you can still buy Bitcoin and ego's gonna crash and you're gonna spend all the money on girls, women, coke, cars, and now what?
Sure. Okay, now let's change it up. Let's say your brain today is in your 16-year-old body. You're 16 again.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I'll be smashing girls.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
man.
I think I would do more of that.
That's okay. I'm sorry. It's just a little bit weird because that would be underage in a way because you have your current brain.
Oh yeah, that's true. What's the question again?
Your brain today is in your 16-year-old body. What are you doing?
Oh, my brain is in my 16-year-old body. What am I doing?
No,
I'm still gonna say it because with my brain I'll get away with it.
Yeah,
but anyways, with my brain in the 16-year-old body, I think my body 16 till now is not that much of a difference. The biggest difference is mindset.
Sure. Yeah.
The thing that I had was just sports, like I can run better and all that. But no, there's nothing that I would do differently.
Good man.
It's just the body
Lives a
parts.
very full life.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Well, maybe treat my parents nicer.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. Always treat your parents nicer. Is what I'll say. They have been taking care of you, and I was not grateful enough to see that. Just because of the ways I was raised, I did not value that. And
they were very tough on you.
They were tough on me, and I was very rebellious. And so if I had the same mindset in my 16-year-old body, and they didn't know that I had this mindset, I'd probably spend more time taking care of them. Yes. And I realized a lot of successful people and a lot of people, one of the biggest regret they have is not treating their family better before they have left. Because a lot of priorities came before family, but family's priority was always you. The work came, the girlfriend came, the dog came, the car came, the travel came, the money came, the finance came, all before your relative or family or parents, right? Because we took them for granted. But maybe down the road it should be flipped.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good man.
I think it's a mentality of practicing gratitude and gratefulness.
Your attitude of gratitude.
Yep.
I like that, man.
Yep.
I'm so scared to ask you this next question.
Yeah. 2 more questions and we'll head out.
All right. I'm really genuinely concerned. Okay. if you could do anything today with 0 consequences, what are you doing?
There's nothing to be concerned about that. I mean, I'm not that evil.
I don't think it's gonna be evil. It's gonna be fun though.
I would build my own city.
Wow. Tell me the dream. What's a city like?
First, it will run under my religion.
Okay.
If there's no consequence.
Sure. Like the culture in your company, that's what you refer to as your religion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning, you know, a mixture between the East and the West.
Wow.
I've yet to find a place where there's a flexible market but yet disciplined. US is not disciplined.
Right.
China is over tightening in some sort of ways and traditional in terms of, you know, one wife. Here it's great. I love the Islams, I love the Muslims mindset, but some of the things is just too much. I would probably let some of that go. So finding a mixture between that would be very interesting. That's what I would do.
The best of the East and the West.
I would say that.
Nice.
And put it in my mix of my mentality.
Sure.
Which a lot of people might not agree with. Fuck it. Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
With no consequence. Yeah, I mean, money will come eventually. So
Alright.
I think to me, money is always in my mind, but I will never say because I assume that it's going to be here. I'm
Right.
comfortable with anything around $1 million and up. If you build a city, you will eventually get money. But yeah, that's what I would. That's what I would do.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
What do you think about?
city's
What do you
ready.
think about that idea?
I dig it. And there's so much depth of ideation that goes into it. But a city's not easy,
Right.
man, because like you can't recruit someone who's better than you. They're not gonna stick around usually, right?
Well, given that I've just kidnapped them.
Oh yeah. Build a city of kidnapped people.
Yeah.
All right. Great. I'm
Yeah.
in. Let me know when it's ready.
No, we get kidnapped sometimes
Sure.
by bank account, by
Wow.
visas.
Yeah.
We are.
Okay.
You know.
Sell them something that they can't
Tell you
refuse.
to buy a house. It's part of kidnapping. Just we didn't realize that.
You're stuck for 30 years.
Yeah. I would think I had some more evil thought,
Yeah.
but I don't have any right
I
now.
gotcha.
I don't have any.
No, that's fair. Okay, cool. All right, last question.
I'm impressed by my answer.
Dude,
I'd never thought I wanted to build a city until you
I
asked me
just
that.
found out.
But I think that's too far for me. Like, that's way too far out. That's really way too far out. I don't think in my whole life I would do that.
Wow. Okay. So, Frank, what was the first why that you had in life, in business, that led to your success? What was that fire in your belly?
That's a good question. The fact that I don't want to listen to my parents. The fact that I wanted freedom. The fact that I wanted things for myself. Few things that has happened is everywhere I go, my friends are more wealthier. I had to work my ass off for a car like this. But my friends had Ferraris then already at 16, 17. They had iPhones. They flew out to US to buy the first iPhone. They had Xbox. I had nothing.
Wow.
I had no toys. And my toys were basically from the Salvation Army. And so I was so pissed. I was like, Mom, we're middle class. I know how much you make. We have one of the larger houses within not only my community, but also in Hong Kong at that given time for middle class. And my life was the low middle class, with the toys being donated, my clothes being donated, everything was donated. And there was no joy in life. Like, the food was super bland. It was always just vegetables and cooked and steamed in water. That was it. It's nothing fancy. You know, I remember going for hot pot and there's literally just vegetables. I've never had meat. With my parents, I don't think I've taken taxis more than 4 to 5 times.
That's so sad. The whole food thing. Food is a spice to life.
None of that. Yeah, my mom removed spice, removed salt, removed sugar. They said, oh, it's not all good for health. So I understood that, but I just wanted it. If I wanted McDonald's and my mom said no, I wanted it. So the only way to do that is to get money. And to get money, then you have freedom by moving out of the house and moving out of my mom. And so I think even in a relationship, regardless if it's a marriage, government, company, friendship, whatever, money is one of the tools for you to have an option at different levels. It's part of the equation, but it's not the equation. Money will not get you everything. Money will get you most of the things. Money will get you not freedom, but money will get you the options. Therefore, perceived as freedom. So that's what I would think. Eventually, we'll bound to some sort of things. Even Bill Gates have to get married.
Yep.
Then you have some sort of non-freedom things you need to compromise. And part of compromising is also the beauty of life, which I did not understand then. But yeah, I would go to say that is why I started a business. I started a business because I did not like my family. I did not like how they treated me. I did not like the fact that I couldn't take control of my life. I can't move out when I want to. I cannot say fuck you when I want to. I cannot go buy the things I want to. I had to steal every single thing. I stole a phone. I stole stationeries. I stole sunglasses because I couldn't afford them, and they're the coolest thing ever. And that was just like, fuck, I don't want to steal.
Right.
I want to get. But I was so young, I couldn't.
Right.
And so that fire in me and the aggression and the aggressiveness in me was like, fuck, I need to make enough money so I can do whatever. If I want this car today, I'm going to get this car today.
You were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly. And I want the money to be, I can get whatever I want, whenever I want. Which, it's easier than we think it is. A Ferrari it's maybe, $500,000. A house, maybe $1 million. You only need maybe 10 mil and you get very far in life. So I think to me, that's all that matters. And that is why I started my business. I wanted freedom. I have one in Chinese, but I'm gonna say it in English. It's, I want to make money just to not give a fuck about what you think and say fuck you whenever I want and get whatever the things I want whenever I want. And travel whenever I want. I don't want to be time bound, nor do I want to be space bound. That's it, man.
That's freedom to you.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.